A teen missing from Yonkers still hasn't been found, and his family desperately hopes you can help. Police believe 15-year-old Edwin Valerio ran away from home Sunday morning. He's possibly with his girlfriend around Getty Square. If you know anything about this, where he is, or even if you've seen him, get in touch with Yonkers police right away.
You're watching Basement Politics with my dad, Freddie Vasquez.
Freddie wins.
Good evening, folks. I'm Freddie Vasquez. This is Basement Politics Unfiltered. Tonight, missing persons. Where are the missing children? And what are police doing to locate them? Good evening, folks. I'm Freddie Vasquez. This is Basement Politics Unfiltered. Tonight, I got a scary story to tell. A 15-year-old boy has gone missing. His family frantically searching for him. But this one's a bit, concerning. This is not the typical runaway. And when a parent or a family calls in, the police to report a missing person, police oftentimes, and I've always wondered why they did this, don't take it seriously right away. They'll say, well, they ran away maybe, or, maybe they're out with some friends. I'm sure they'll be back. They'll be back when they're hungry, and that's what they say. That's what a lot of times they automatically, that's their automatic response, which I've always thought was, maybe not the best thing. And I'm not an expert, but I know that the first 48 hours are the most crucial, and they should never take any missing person, especially when it comes to children, lightly, or assume, just my opinion, or assume that they may have run away. They may be out with friends. They're going to come back, because if that's not the case, there's a lot of time that's been lost, and it makes it more difficult to locate a person. Today, I want to talk about a 15-year-old boy, Edwin Valerio, who went missing 5 days ago from the city of Yonkers. But initially, police told the family that he'll return. He'll come back when he's hungry. This happens often. I'm sure it's okay. It's the holiday weekend, 4th of July. And so for the first 4 days, they pretty much just shrugged it off, and said he'd return. But the family, specifically the mom, sensed that something was wrong and that this wasn't just her son running away. Something more was going on here. And something more. I spoke with the mom earlier today, and she gave me some of the information on what had happened. And so her son, and this is what's scary about social media. I warn my kids, and I know parents, we can warn our kids many times till we're blue in the face. And sometimes our kids are going to do what they're going to do. But these social media platforms are dangerous. And so the mom made me aware that her son had met a girl online and had been chatting with a girl, or who he may believed had been a girl, for several months. And after a while, wondering where he was at, asking his friends for information, finally, one of the friends told the mom that he had been talking to this girl online and that he was going to see her. And so that's what police now believe that may have happened. But the parents are not so sure about that. And after hearing some of the information, I'm not so sure about that. It's dangerous. It's kind of like one of those things where to catch a predator, right? And this happened very recently to a Westchester County legislative aide, where people who wanted to catch a pedophile pretend to be a young girl, underage boy, and spark conversations with adult men. And then they trap them. They catch them after they set up a meeting. But what if pedophiles were pretending to be young girls or maybe even young boys, engaging young men and women and building up relationships over the internet, kind of like a catfish, but to kidnap kids? And so this is what may be happening here in the city of Yonkers and maybe here in the country. Is that what's happening here in this situation? And I think that police really need to take this a lot more serious. The FBI has been contacted now because it's been 5 days. No word. Nothing at all. And so when they logged on to the TikTok account, it pinged in Virginia. And so now police are aware that he may be out of the state. And I'm talking about Edwin Valerio. So police have contacted the FBI. The family has reached out to police in Virginia, but the location is not exact. But this is very scary. This is very scary. Was he going to meet a girl, or was this someone pretending to be a girl in order to lure him away from his family? According to the mom, he left at 3 in the morning. He packed his bags, had about 3, 4, maybe 5 bags. It looked like he was going somewhere to stay. The video surveillance from the apartment building they live in caught him leaving at 3 in the morning. And then that was it. That was the last that, well, at least that was the last that he was seen near the home. The next time he would be seen is in on cameras, on city cameras, walking from Park Hill down to South Broadway, where police say they lose him. They can't trace him after that, which, I thought again was surprising with all the cameras, especially on South Broadway, that have been put up. But this is scary. Imagine being this boy's parents, not knowing where your child is, going to meet some girl who may not have been a girl, and now it's been 5 days since they seen him. To make matters worse, the mom received a phone call from a blocked number, a private number. It was a boy. She believed it was her son. It sounded like her son. And the boy just said, "Mom, I'm scared. I'm scared." And so I wanted to talk about this because, this is something that's, concerning. And I want to know, how serious are the Yonkers Police Department and even the FBI taking this case? I don't believe that this was a girl that he met. I truly believe that this was someone pretending. And I'm sorry that, I'm not trying to, kind of hype things up, but from what happened after he went missing would suggest that it was someone looking to lure him away from his family. After he left, he went missing. His accounts, social media accounts, went private. His Instagram account was actually deleted. His phone is going straight to voicemail. And so they can't locate his exact location. Hopefully there'll be, the police have reached out to the cell phone carrier. Like I said, they've reached out to the FBI, and something will happen. But this is concerning. Why isn't this, being talked about more? I mean, I showed the little clip here, but the woman says that he went and ran off with a girl, with his girlfriend. But that's not the case. The fact is that they don't know who he went to go meet. And we know that people pretend to be other people that they're not using social media. And so why isn't this case being highlighted more? And we should be looking into, this stuff and warning parents all across the country. Be careful who your children are communicating with on social media. Doesn't matter if they say they are a 13, 14, 15-year-old boy or girl, could be a grown man, grown woman looking to kidnap you, looking to take you from your parents. Mel Gibson is currently working on a documentary to highlight and make people more aware of the child trafficking that's going on in this country. It's a huge deal. And so I wanted to talk about this again because I think this needs more attention. So, folks, make sure you share this, make sure you talk about it, make people aware, warn your friends, warn your family. Be careful who your kids are engaging on social media, especially TikTok. Again, 15-year-old Edwin Valerio went missing 5 days ago. Apparently, he was going to meet up with a girl he had been talking to via TikTok and social media for several months. Didn't tell his mom, didn't tell his family. He just up and left 5 days ago, 3 in the morning, was seen leaving his home and then seen walking down the Park Hill area onto the South Broadway corridor area where he vanished. Again, police initially were assuming that this was a runaway. He's going to come back when he gets hungry. But based on the facts that I've been giving, it doesn't sound that this is just a typical runaway situation. Again, the mom received a frightening phone call from a young boy that sounded like her son saying, "Mom, I'm scared. Mom, I'm scared," before it went dead. His cell phone is no longer ringing. His PlayStation account is being used by someone. He took his PlayStation with him. It has not been seen since, but someone has been on his PlayStation account. When his friends try to communicate with that person using his account, they don't get a response. Did he just run off with the girl? Did he just want to be with some, friend he met over the internet and wants to completely be disconnected from his family? Or is there something more going on? So, parents, again, share this, talk about it, talk to your kids about it, talk to your friends, let them know. Be careful. Be careful who your kids are engaging with on social media. There are people out there that are preying on kids, and this isn't nothing new. I spoke about this in regards to a gentleman that's still conducting business here in Yonkers who was convicted of doing just that, preying on a 15-year-old boy using AOL chat rooms back in the late 90s. Now they've become more sophisticated. They pretend to be another young boy, another young girl, and they like to, engage kids who may, be to themselves, may not have, really active social life outside of, their social media presence, and so they prey on kids. They prey on kids who, who may be going through things, who may be, having, some depression, struggling with some, something that's making them unhappy, right? And they lure them into gaining their trust and get them to leave their home. So I wanted to put this out there. Yonkers Police Department, this is a serious matter, I think, folks. And maybe I don't know everything, but based on the information that I got, it's very scary. Who was the individual that called? Was it her son that called? Why is his TikTok account pinging in Virginia? Who's using his PlayStation account? Why is it that all his social media pages have gone private and some have even been deleted? They need to gain access to his accounts, find out who's this person that he was communicating with. So this is very scary, scary stuff. And so again, the family's very, very concerned. They're hoping that they know that police are doing their job, but this is something I think that needs to be taken more seriously. There needs to be more manpower, more of a urgency needs to be placed on this. I believe, the lead detective on the case is on vacation. He did give a phone number that the family can reach to other individuals that I guess that are working, that are at the office. But again, it's not, moving in the way that the family would like it to move, especially considering some of the facts that have, been, mentioned here. Fact that he's possibly out of state, I mean, who funded this, who gave him the money. And again, this is what they do. They send money, they'll help them get on a bus or maybe even come pick them up somewhere, right? And take them off, and then you never, you have trouble finding. So folks, let's make sure we put this out there. You talk to your family about it, talk to kids about it. This is a scary thing. It's very concerning that the fact that, there are people preying on kids out there. I'm going to try to do everything I can to try to help just by spreading the word. So spread the word. 15-year-old Edwin Valerio. He was last seen 5 days ago from the Park Hill section of Yonkers. Was seen on city cameras on South Broadway before those cameras lose him for some reason. His TikTok account has pinged in Virginia. His phone went dead. His family has not heard from him, although the mom received a phone call from a young boy saying he was scared that sounded like her son. Wow, that's scary. Please, Yonkers police, put an effort, contact the FBI. The FBI, what are you guys doing? Step it up. This is something serious. I think this is a bigger deal. So, folks, again, Edwin Valerio, and he's not the only one. There are other children that have gone missing here in the city of Yonkers. Seen her, 16-year-old goes missing from Yonkers. Yonkers resident Shakira Webb McCullough, age 16, has been missing for more than a month. And this is from February 28, 2023. I don't know if this young woman has been found. If she has, let me know. But this is another child. And this is an article in the Yonkers Times from 2021. Let's work harder to find our missing children from Yonkers and Westchester. Lots of kids have gone missing. Lots of kids. And in fact, the Department of Social Services has lost over 80,000 kids. They have lost, misplaced. They do not know where 80,000 plus kids are today. Center for Missing and Exploited Children. These are children from New York. All missing. Several from Yonkers. This is like my biggest fear. Truly, my biggest fear. My son one time walked into an elevator when he was about maybe 4 years old and pressed 7 and went up to the 7th floor. I was on the phone. This is why sometimes talking business, but a woman I know said she was going to take him to the babysitter. I was in the babysitter's building, and she said she was going to walk him over. What I did not know is that my son did not want to go with her, and so he turned around, and she just kept going toward the babysitter and went to the babysitter's apartment. It's a woman that I know very well, and let my son, assuming that he was going to come back to me, but instead he went into the elevator, pressed 7, and went up. And I went into the babysitter's apartment. He wasn't there, and they said, "Oh, he never came in," and I went crazy. My heart dropped. I didn't know what to do. I ran up and down the stairs. Didn't know if I should stay by the entrance or what. And fortunately, the maintenance guy knew who I was, knew my son. He was on the 7th floor as my son was walking up and down the floor saying, "Daddy, Daddy." He brought him back down and I started to cry. Like I started to cry. It chokes me up now, to think to have your children missing. So I can't imagine what this family must be going through. And so, this is just doesn't seem like just a runaway thing. And if it is still, it should be taken more seriously. I think police need to be on it more. If the officer, the detective is on vacation, there needs to be someone else that's being active about this, contacting the cell phone company, the FBI, PlayStation to find out where that account is being played at. Where's the location? Where is it logged on at? Right? TikTok, get into the account, find out who he was talking to. Is it pinging anymore? Right? They need to get on this right away. They should have this, should be subpoenaing this information right away. So again, folks, share this. Edwin Valerio, he went missing 5 days ago. A family has not heard from him except for one phone call early on, which, the mom believes it sounded like him. Police are saying it could have been a prank, which would be a sick prank to play on somebody. Sick prank. But I want to see police move on this. So folks, share this. I have not heard much about this. I heard, I saw the posting. I wanted to share, but I haven't heard much. And what they're saying on the news is not really what, the facts are. I didn't just go with a girlfriend. He went with somebody who may have pretended to be a girl. So another kid I just wanted to show real quick, missing, age 14. There you go. This is Edwin Valerio. I wanted to show him there. This is Edwin Valerio, 15 years old. Last seen 5 days ago. According to his friends, he had been speaking to a girl he met online, who he had been talking to for about several months, and then made plans to go and live with her. And that's what he may have been going to do when he left 5 days ago at 3 a.m. and was last seen on South Broadway. In fact, his TikTok account last pinged in Virginia. His PlayStation, which also went missing, has shown some activity. Someone is using the PlayStation account. If they unplug it and go to a different location, would they have to log back on to PlayStation? So would somebody have to know the account information to log back on? Or will it automatically log on if it's been logged on and it's unplugged and you go somewhere else? I'm just asking. I'm not sure how that works. His social media accounts have gone private and his IG account has been deleted. Initially, Yonkers police assumed he was just, going off to meet with some girl and he would be back as soon as he got hungry, but that's not the case. That should never be what you assume. Police should never assume that. The first 48 are most crucial. Every missing child reported, it should be taken very seriously. If it is a runaway, then thank God. If it's more, then at least you get on it right away. It's crucial to check those cameras. Was he picked up by someone on South Broadway? Was he really talking to a girl? Was it someone pretending to be a girl to lure him away from his home, from his family? Parents, be careful with the social media. You got to monitor it if you're going to allow them to be on it. You must have their passwords. You need to do that's very important. Another young lady, Rosalind Suarez. Again, kids that are missing. And there are many, many more. Human trafficking, child trafficking is a huge problem in this country. Pedophilia, we see this, going on with all this stuff that we see now happening. We have to really watch our babies. So again, please share that. Let people know. I put up a post. I have the phone number there. If you know anything, if you hear anything, Share, please share. This is a scary one, and I'll give you any updates as I get them, and I'll continue to share. Hopefully Yonkers police will really step up on this. This is serious. Folks, I want to move on really quick to Mike Cater. Mike Cater gets a win. He gets a win. Court orders city of Yonkers to pay legal bills for former city council president Mike Cater. Following an inspector general's investigation into Mike Cater in 2021, a court now finds that the city of Yonkers unlawfully withheld reimbursement of the former city council president's legal bills under New York state law. So they wanted to financially squeeze him, right? That's what they do. It's a pattern. It's a pattern. Happened to Anthony DiMaggio, right? When you take away his, his salary, you take away his pension, you take away his ability to fund his legal defense, to fund a lawsuit, right? When you prevent a business from being able to fully establish itself, you give it, all kinds of difficulties to cause delays, which equal more money in hopes of financially crippling an individual so they cannot legally defend themselves or sue. When you file lawsuits that are frivolous with the hopes of causing someone to spend money, they try to hurt you economically, hoping that you give in. But some people don't give in. Mike Cater didn't give in. Mike Cater served as a president of the Yonkers City Council from 2018 until his defeat by fellow Democrat Lakeisha Collins Bellamy, a virtual political nobody, but yet she managed to get how many votes? How many votes did she get? Quite a few for a political nobody. During that primary race, an ethics investigation into Cater was initiated by Inspector General Liam McLaughlin. Normally, government officials are represented by the city's corporation counsel. That's Matt Gallagher. But Matt Gallagher recused himself, as so many of them do, citing conflict of interest. But in this case, Counsel Matt Gallagher denied Cater's request for representation due to a conflict of interest. However, Gallagher referred to a New York state law that permits Cater to seek reimbursable outside counsel. So why did they give him a hard time then if Matt Gallagher knew this? Therefore, Cater secured representation by the firm Newman Ferreira LLP. However, throughout the course of this still incomplete investigation, it's not going anywhere. Folks, it's not going anywhere. The DA is sitting on this. Right? She's sitting on this like someone who's constipated on the toilet. She's not going anywhere. The matter of payment was disputed by the city. They did that to mess with him. This culminated, in a final statement from Corporation Counsel Gallagher that any legal costs incurred by your client during the IG investigation will be at his expense. This includes any legal expenses related to the interview and any production of documents. Cater goes to court. In September 2022, Cater filed a lawsuit in Westchester County Supreme Court to compel the city to follow the Public Officers Law 18.3 regarding reimbursement. To date, Cater claims over $70,000 in legal bills. Interesting number, right? 70,000. Isn't that the quid quo pro amount? 70,000 in legal bills from defending himself during the investigation. He sought relief in that amount, the cost for his civil suit, and finally, any further relief as the court deems appropriate and equitable. On July 5th, 2023, Judge Melissa A. Lohr rendered her decision and orders in this case. The 12-page filing summarizes Cater's claim and agrees that the city of Yonkers must pay Cater's legal bills. In further explanation, the judge criticizes Gallagher for his unclear and contradictory communications. Gallagher, and he always says hello to me too and shakes my hand. Matt, you did contradict yourself, but you don't care. I know, right? You don't care. You don't care, man. Gallagher, for his unclear and contradictory communications with Cater during the investigation, deemed them legally arbitrary and capricious. She finds no cause provided by Gallagher exempting Cater from legal representation, and that his later actions to do so were irrational, and unreasonable. Mike Cater will now deliver his current billing statements to Gallagher for reimbursement. You should add a premium. This includes the initially disputed payment of over $70,000, as well as costs associated with this civil dispute. However, Gallagher does not have sole authority to approve these payments. He must notify both the city council and mayor, as adjustments may be required to the city's budget. So they're going to have a meeting on this. You're going to have to wait till they get back. At this moment, it is unclear if Gallagher will face any sanctions for his conduct that will cost tens of thousands of taxpayer dollars in defense of his action. Well, Matt Gallagher has been the corporate counsel for a while for the city of Yonkers. Will he face any sanctions, and from who? But good news for Cater, at least he's going to get his bills reimbursed. So that's good news for him. That's a win for Cater. That helps with his momentum. But again, this investigation that started back when, in 2021, it's like the Donald Trump indictment that's going on now. It really is. Donald Trump has been indicted on 37 counts because of his handling of classified documents. Account for each document. It's a bogus thing, right? They try to impeach him twice. They failed. And so now they indict him because why? They don't want Donald Trump to run for office. In fact, Democrats are concerned. They believe that the threat of Donald Trump winning in 2024 is very real. And so it's similar to Mike Cater, right? The threat of Mike Cater becoming the next mayor he would have done better than Corazon. Had he been in the primaries, he would have done better than Corazon Pineda Isaac. Now, the Jordanians would have to say, wait a minute, now, who are we going to vote for? Are we going to vote for Mike Spano, or are we going to vote for Cater? Right? Would have been that split with you guys, right? But he would have done a lot better than Corazon Pineda Isaac, because a lot of Hispanics don't come out to vote. We just sign petitions for the free food. That's it. That's enough. So, but they kept him out. So that's what this was about. So the DA, the Westchester County District Attorney, Mimi Roca, was given this investigation by Leah McLaughlin. And she put it underneath her rear end. She took a seat, and she's been there ever since. Right? I mean, even the OJ case was over by now. We've learned who was truly involved in 9/11 by now, and we're still waiting for Mike Cater, right? So, I mean, it should be clear to the people, right? Whether you like Mike Cater or not, I don't care about that, right? I really don't. What I do care about is the amount of money that was wasted in this investigation. There was no real investigation. So why was there almost $900,000 of taxpayer money spent? Where did that money go? Right? And so I just think of the things that we could have funded with that money, things that were denied, that did not happen because of a lack of funding. But yet we can spend almost $900,000 on a bogus investigation. And now the city's going to have to pay Mike Cater. It's the city that's paying it. The people, the taxpayers, we have to reimburse Mike Cater for his legal bills. And whatever other judgments he's awarded moving forward. There's a lot of legal what do you call it? Legal or lawsuits, I should say, or a lot of legal actions. There we go. Legal actions that are going to be taken against, certain individuals that work for the city officials, city, elected officials. There's still some coming, I believe. And how much is this going to cost the city of Yonkers? Right? Maybe. Spano told Gallagher to withhold Cater's reimbursement. This, how you know that? You know that for a fact. The strategy was to make Cater spend all his own money on defending himself against a fraudulent investigation. So by the time he was ready to sue the administration for it, he'd be too broke to fund the legal action. Attack the enemy's war chest. That's right. That's right. It's exactly what they do. I mean, listen, I'm just honest. That's what happened to me, Mike Cater, Anthony DiMaggio. Right. Thank God I'm a trust fund, baby. I'm always going to be all right. I got a trust fund. So I'm always going to be all right. But yeah, that's what they do. So, I just wanted to talk about that. I don't know what else to say. At this point, if you don't know by now, if you've been following basement politics, if you know who Mike Cater is, if you watched the elections the 2 years ago in 2021, you should know by now what it is, right? Where's the uproar? Where's the cry? The cries for justice. Where's the demand for change? At least, Mike Cater, you got your money back. Well, you'll be getting it back, hopefully, at some point. I'm happy with that, I guess. Right? It's a win for the good guy. But where is the uproar? Where are the people who don't want to pay more taxes? Where are you guys at? Because this is why you end up paying more taxes. This is why. Where are the people who are upset because our schools are not properly funded? Where are the people who are upset because we don't have more affordable housing? I got to say, the roads are getting fixed up. Thanks a lot. Thank you to whoever's getting that done, right? Have you guys noticed that? You see a lot of roads all over Yonkers getting patched up. I'm just saying, Anthony, right? I get it. You've made your point. I think I've made the point. What happened there? Right? I think people are just defeated. I mean, such a low turnout on primary day. How will the general election look? Are a lot of people going to come out and vote on general in November? Because that's what frustrates me. What frustrates me about this the most, about this Cater thing, is that the money that was spent, that was wasted. And so many things weren't able to happen. Our kids, go without. And all this money being spent there. Anyway, folks, at least our roads are getting fixed up. I've been noticing that. Hang tough, bro. Sunlight. Oh no, I'm good. I guess maybe is that like, what I'm saying is that at this point, I think people should know, right? Should be like, yeah, that's bogus. I mean, because think about it, right? If it was a real, investigation, there was really something going on at this point. It started in 2021. Nothing has come about it. What are you still investigating? What they're accusing him of Mike Cater of is he gave Smith Buzz Jacob a contract with the city, right? He hired them as his attorney, as city council president, right? Because they all have their attorneys. He chose a law firm that he's familiar with because he was working out of there, and you know, they were sharing an office, or he was subleasing an area within that office, which lawyers do. You know, that's actually how I met my attorney many years ago, right? We were in the same office. And so they said that after he gave him that contract, they allowed him to keep his stuff because he wasn't in the office anymore, but to keep the stuff that he had there for free, which is quid pro quo. I always say it wrong, right? Quid pro quo. I say it backwards, right? Basically, that, you know, he was hooking him up. Yeah, you know, if I give you this city contract, will you, you know, allow me to store my stuff in your office for free? And that's illegal. You can't do that. But at this point, it's been 2021, it's 2023 now. You needed almost $900,000, and what's the result? What's the verdict? You're still investigating? If I was Mike Cater, I would have ran anyway. I would have ran and said, listen, it's a bogus investigation. Why I'm running? For this very reason. You know how much money is being wasted? That's wasteful spending. When we talk about finding the wasteful spending, Reverend Margaret Coleman spoke about that when she came on the show, right? She says, one of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to do an audit, go through all the, you know, departments and find the wasteful spending so we can make up the difference where we always fall short. Well, that's one area right there, right? You could have ran on that and said, this is why. I think you still would have done good. I think it would have given him, you know, this investigation is costing the taxpayers a lot of money and had nothing to do with legal concern and everything to do with destroying his political career, right? And I agree with that. You know, I definitely agree with that. I've said that from day one. You know, and that's why I brought it up to begin with when I started talking about it on Basement Politics, because I saw that. I mean, you know, but we have to understand the real. What's real, Lauren, right? The way politics is here in Yonkers, okay, the way it's mapped out, right? It's really is it's a hustle. It's a hustle. It's a true hustle. Everybody's a player in it. Everybody's hustling, right? Let's just be honest. All right, everybody, right? It's who hustles better, and the Spanos have been doing it well for a very long time. They got it down to a science, so they hustle the best in this game, and so a lot of people get upset because they do it the best. And you could say, well, they're cheating or they're stealing or whatever. That's politics. Who isn't doing that, right? How many people look at Chris Johnson and say, squeaky clean guy? But look, and I'm not trying to, you know, say anything. I'm just saying that everybody is doing their shit, right? Everybody's out there, boom, bomb, beam, to benefit. Politics. That's why it kind of disgusts me a little bit, because politics is supposed to be helping the people. But the people who are in politics are helping themselves, right? To some degree or another, they are. And so Chris Johnson, utilizing an apartment he's not supposed to be as an investment property to get a house out of his district, because he just knew that that was going to be okay. That's what they do. That's what they do. That's politics, right? And so they do it the best, the Spanos. And so people are mad about that, right? And so they've got this whole system. There's a group of individuals that are going to continue to come out and vote. When it's time, they come out. They made sure that they were there for vote for Mayor Spano because that's who they support. They don't care about the other stuff. They care about their relationship with the administration, right? And what it's done for them, right? And that's just what it is. Because, like, I go back to what I was saying. We know what this is about, the Cater thing, common sense. But where's the outcry? Where's the demand for it to end? And so, what's the point? What's the point? So just play the game. Play the game as best as you could play it. And don't get mad if somebody else is playing it better, right? Because that's what it is, right? So you got to get your group of people to come out and vote, because most people don't care. The average person is not coming out to vote. They're just not. Why did so many people sign those petitions? A lot of them because they were under the impression that they would lose the free food. But did they come out to vote? Probably not. Or if they did, somebody just brought them their ballot, right? Or maybe they picked them up in a van and took them there, right? But they're not voting because they're doing it because this is what's right. This is what's going to be the best for this. No, everybody has an agenda. That's why it's when we know that this is all this wasteful spending and it's nonsense and the DA is just sitting on it. By now, they should have had something. Either he did this or he didn't, and investigation closed. But no, because the elections are not over. Right? So that's what it's about. Do you guys care that the money is being wasted? You know what I mean? So that's how it is. It's going to always be that group of individuals that are going to come out to vote for whoever's in power. And right now, that happens to be the Spano administration. And you got the same individuals, you know, the people that was up at the X2O, you know, on the 4th of July, you know, the people that Ron Matten went to try and get petition signatures for the term limit referendum, right? Those individuals have a lot of friends. The people that were in the Castle Royale, the day that I walked in there, and Alberto Velasquez actually wanted to fight me in front of the mayor as he spoke. Those people have family. They're going to come out to vote because this is part of doing business. They have an interest, right? But everyone else, they don't come out. So that's why you're going to see the mayor getting 8,000, whatever votes, 68% of the votes. Even if Reverend Morgan Coleman wasn't in the race, Corazon would still not have gotten even half what the mayor got. Where did all these votes come from? They played the game well, right? They played the game well. And you got to just out-hustle them. That's how it is, because, again, if you truly want to change things, then it can't be crickets when we know what's happening. Right? We know what's happening, but it's still crickets. You got to demand the change. You got to go out there and rally. You got to line up and surround City Hall if you feel that strongly. Otherwise, the game is going to be continued to be played the way it's always been played, and the best player is going to win. And that's what's been happening. So either you're mad because you're not as good of a player, or you're going to go out there and rally, because what you want is change, genuine change. Because if you're just mad because you're not playing it as good as the current administration, then you're not going out there because you don't really care. Right? So what's a Puerto Rican to do? I wish I can just go somewhere in the southern part of Puerto Rico, nice little hut, hammock, and live out the rest of my life there. That's the dream. Because this is crazy. This is all crazy. This political stuff here in Yonkers, it's crazy. Right? They call me crazy. No, this is crazy. The way things are here. Crazy. You don't know who's who, which way is up. You know, you don't know if people are being honest or genuine, what people really want, what their intentions are, what they seek to benefit, what their agenda is, which side they on. Just don't know. Lakeisha Collins Bellamy shouted out Chris Johnson when she won. She thanked him. I said that was a mistake, Chris. And where's Lakeisha now when they're looking to bury him? Ain't no black thing happening there, right? Power to the people. It's all a fraud. People just tell you what they want you to hear. And I tell you what I think. That's why some people don't like me. But others do. And that's okay. That's just the truth. Where is your sister at? Right? Got to play the game smart. And the Spano administration does that well. Because I don't think it would be much different if someone else was in office. Would it? What would change? Let me know. Maybe I'm just naive. What would change? Would we get a 20, 30% affordable housing ordinance? Will we have developers cough up more money to the city? Or will we make them build state-of-the-art schools? Like the one I'm probably going to put my daughter in because I want her to have the best. Probably not. Just saying. I agree. It be crickets. 2 women on the ballot, both would have been historical first, and they couldn't get 2,500 votes between the two of them. You know, this city doesn't follow national trends despite being in one of the bluest states in the union. Yonkers is small. Everybody damn near knows everybody. That's a gift and a curse. And when you have a big family like the Spanos, you're able to navigate, and you have a long history in the city of Yonkers. And then you got individuals that are, a part of that system that will support the system. And so it's a strong machine. It's a well-oiled machine, right? So they're going to always do well. So if you want to make change, you got to come out and make change. You got to come out and vote. I said that, and people barely came out to vote, right? So you can't be upset. But Liam needs to investigate hair club for men brochure. Yeah. Well, anyway, that's a good thing for Mike Cater. That's a win for him. At least he's getting hopefully he'll get his money back at the very least. Nothing's going to happen to Mike Cater. He's not going to jail. He's going to get reimbursed eventually. This is going to go away. 2 years from now, we won't be thinking about it because what the goal was accomplished, right? It kept Mike Cater out of the elections. Will he run sometime in the future? I don't know. I think Mike Cater would just rather live a simple life, practice law, maybe be a judge one day, like Lakeisha. Like me, I just want to, run my business, work with kids, which I love to do. And my wife and I have been thinking about adopting, actually. So we're going to be looking to adopt, seriously, 2 kids. My wife and I want to adopt, and we're thinking about doing it sooner than later. We don't want to get too old. So that's what we enjoy, and it's a lot of kids that need adopting. So if you ever, want to have more babies, consider adoption. It's a good way to help out. So, and if we do that, we decided to document that process, right? So check out for that. I give you guys updates. So that's all I want to do. Run my business, live my life. And why can't we all just be happy here in Yonkers, huh? Let's just all get along. Yonkers is small. We all know each other. Let's stop being mean to each other. Let's help each other. I'm Freddie Vasquez. This is Basement Politics Unfiltered. Don't forget, share the post. Share. Edwin Valerio, 15-year-old, missing for 5 days now. And there are many other missing kids here in the city of Yonkers and Westchester in the state of New York. Lots of kids go missing yearly, but it's been a scary uptick here in Westchester County. And hearing this story of Edwin Valerio really concerned me. Again, 15-year-old boy who went missing 5 days ago. According to friends, he went to go live with a girl who he met online, but he has not been heard from since. Surveillance cameras see him leaving his building, then they see him on South Broadway, but that's it. That's where they lose him. The mom received a phone call from who she believed to be her son, saying, "Mommy, I'm scared," from an unlisted number before the phone hung up. His social media accounts have gone private. Some have been deleted. His TikTok account last pinged in Virginia. Edwin Valerio, 15-year-old boy, missing from the city of Yonkers after going to see who he believed to be a young female in another state. I'm Freddie Vasquez. My prayers to the family. I'll continue to talk about it and share it, folks. Have a beautiful night. Have a beautiful rest of the week. And I can't wait till Monday. I should have did that already. I'm out of here. I'm tired.
You're watching Basement Politics with my dad, Freddie Vasquez. You're watching Basement Politics with my dad, Freddie Vasquez.
Freddie wins. Fatality.
Thank you for watching Basement Politics with my husband, Freddie Vasquez.
Freddie wins. Fatality.
No!
What does that mean? What does that mean, Laura? What does that mean? By the way, Lauren and I never had an affair. Ain't that right, Lauren? That was one of the many lies that Lauren and I had an affair. And that I fathered one of her children, which would mean I had fathered a child when I was, maybe like 11? Yeah. Unbelievable. That's politics here in the city of Yonkers, and that's exactly what I mean. Be nice to each other.